Greetings to one and all. It gives me immense warmth and great pleasure to grace all of your presence in the interest of this entire committee. Here, I welcome our Chandrasekhar Sir HOD EC department and our beloved faculty and the speaker K. Venkateshwar Rao Sir of this webinar and my dear colleagues. I'm delighted to welcome our speaker K. Venkateshwar Rao Sir. Today, we are all here for the webinar on effective resume writing by our speaker. Effective resume writing. This resume plays a key role to step into the hiring process. A resume can also called a CV in English outside North America is a document created and used by a person to present their background skills and accomplishments. Resumes can be used for a variety of reasons, but most often they are used to secure new employment. It is a formal document which helps demonstrate your abilities and convince employers you are qualified and hireable. If you are applying for a job, you must need at least a resume to be considered for the position. The main purpose of a good resume is to convince employers you are worth interviewing. Finally, our resume is one of the valuable tools to be placed in a company. Now, we are going to know about the effective writing of a resume, the format, what we include on a resume, do's and don'ts of a resume. A complete description of a good resume is going to be given by our sir. So be attentive and use the opportunity. I request Venkateshwar Rao sir to hand over the session. Sir, please.
Thank you, Teju. Thank you for your nice
Thank you,
introduction.
sir.
Good morning, participants. Good morning, dear Dushan sir. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the session on effective resume writing. You know that I worked for SV colleges for 5.5 years, and I am back for you. I I ask you people to be interactive with me. Don't treat this one as a regular lecture where I will be playing my slideshow and it will be going on for hours together and you will be sitting mum. Don't treat this session like a general regular session. I want you people to interact, to stop wherever you can, to interact to me, to toss on your questions, to clear your queries. Okay. Meanwhile, if you are interested, you can even open up your PC or your you can even have a piece of paper and pen. You can note down the paper. You can note down the points. At the end of the session of 1.5 hours, you should be in a position to write your own resume. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Let's move on to the session. Effective resume writing. See, I want to clarify a few things that first of all, this is not resume. This is resume is like resume. You may think that these two are the same. Actually, it is not. Whatever, if you pronounce this one to be resume, if I write, it is like resume. If you pronounce like resume, it is like an opposite word of pass. You are well aware of playing your videos, then you should be very much clear about the word pass and very well about resume. Anything that you continue, that we call resume, but anything that you write about your profile, that is nothing but your resume. This is not an English word. This has roots from French language. So, my dear students, hereafter, you people are 1822 batch, you people are 32. So, you should never use the word resume. So, start pronouncing the word resume henceforth. I shall be very particular about each and every word. So, I expect the same from you because you people are studying professional degree. BTech is not a normal degree. This is a professional degree, and within one or couple of semesters, you will be facing the real world. Of course, yes, real world in virtual mode. So be perfect in each and every word that you write on resume. That is exactly the meaning of resume. Whatever you put it on the paper, whatever you put it on the document, you should be very well versed about each and every word that you write. Number one, do not copy. This is primary word. Do not copy anything. Write everything on your own. Don't make fun of yourselves, telling that, sir, we do not have habit of writing anything on our own. Please come out of that zone. Yeah. Okay. Let's discuss about this one in depth. We can finish off resume rating in half an hour. We can finish off resume rating in 3 hours, and we can even discuss resume rating for 10 days together. So there are many things, a lot of things to discuss about resume. Okay, I need to introduce myself. My name is Venkateshwar Rao. I work for Srinivas Ramanujan Institute of Technology in Anantapuram, and I am an assistant professor in EC department. Meanwhile, I'm looking after placement activities, training activities also. Yeah.
Uh,
So,
Good morning, Venkateshwar Rao. Good morning.
sir, good morning, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Because I'll be somewhere. Just that I didn't join in evening time. Okay. Anyway, thanks for accepting our invitation. All students, sir is our sir only. You don't worry about like he's a new resource person. I'm just is my very good favorite faculty also. But usually, please feel free and ask any doubts regarding the revision preparation. Sir will be in touch with us, and you can just have a session very friendly manner because you need to access very frequently, sir, as well as us. And it is not one day just we are telling something and then you can still get your place. You should be able to have an interaction with how the region should be, how effective communication or something like that. If you any doubts regarding that, you can feel free to contact. Thank you, Venkatesh Rao, and please continue. Thank
Sir, thank you very much for inviting me, sir. Thank you, sir. It is like an opportunity to reunite with my old friends and old students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. This is our opportunity also because we are getting things. Okay,
Yes, sir.
good now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. See, students, if you can read out this slide, this is really going to change your life. A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. That means you can have a confined place, a confined circle of people. You can have beautiful friends. You can have a warmth place of very good warmth. But if you can come out of that zone, then only real problems start. Real tasks start. Problems, if problems come to you, what does it mean? You are actually growing up. So each and every time, if you want to grow, it doesn't mean that you need to have a clear path towards clear trajectory towards the sky. Of course, yes. Each and every time you grow, there are many people who block you. There are many things that block you. Each and every place you go, you will be finding some roof. Each and every place you go, there are many people who object you, who obstruct you. So if you want to grow up, then you have to learn everything. This is the time, this is the session where you can learn to write your resume on your own. So better stop copying the things. Yes, of course, yes. Each and every learner, even a kid, even a toddler, what they do, when they start walking, they will be copying their pals. Copying their pals means whoever nearer to their age, their sibling, maybe their mother. Each and every time they will be mimicking them. Just said mimicking. Mimicking means what? Just doing the things what their elders do. So, if you know, you people, you may be around 18 to 22 years of age, then you people, if you want to try to cook, what do? You basically start learning from your mother, from your aunt, from your dad, from your family members, from your friends, YouTube channels. So, of course, yes, our life starts with copying, but it is only for some extent. You should be in a position to master yourselves. You can only master yourselves only by sheer practicing. Sheer practicing. So, one and only mantra for you to crack anything that you do not know is what? Practice, practice, practice. Till you know, and if even after you know also. So, do not stop practicing. One and only mantra for you to crack your resume, to write your resume very well, is only one thing: proofread. Proofread is the only mantra for you. We shall discuss about proofreading at the end of the session also. Okay. So, first, I want you people to come out of your comfort zone. That means here, this is the place where you have to exclude your friends, exclude your enemies, your comfort zone, everything. Come out of that one. Now, okay. Actually, what is meant by a resume? There are three things. While I think Teju, while she started, she was telling that resume is the same thing which has been accepted around the world in few countries, telling that both are equal. Actually, resume and CV are not equal. There is nothing wrong with her because Google does not have great clarity. Only the authors, only the experts have great clarity about the subject. Okay, look at this one: resume, CV, and biodata. Basically, in basic idea, if you do not have any knowledge about resume, then you are the finest people for me enough, because you can learn many things enough. Okay, resume, CV, biodata. Biodata, you might have heard this word. Biodata means only your personal things. Only your personal things. I mean, your name, your surname, your father name, mother name, your age, your zodiac sign, your mail ID, your phone number, such kind of things. Where have you born? What is your native place? Such kind of things. CV. CV is another kind of a biodata where you will be focusing more on your academics. That means if you want to go for your higher studies, if you are interested in your research area, then whatever you write, that will be like you called CV. CV means actually it is not a curriculum vitae, it is curriculum vitae. English is not so great language because it does not have anything on its own. Basically, English is a copy language of many things. It has Spanish, Latin, Sanskrit, Hindi, Australian, European, Arabic. It is combination of global languages. So English people should never be feeling proud of their own language. Okay. It is curriculum vitae. It is not vitae. Okay. Okay. Resume is the place where we can. Resume is a place where you majorly focus on your educational background. Next comes your skill set. Next comes your experience. Next comes your technical section. These are the major things that we majorly concentrate on. If you people are fresher, basically you people are freshers, so this is not related to you. So this is not related to you. You will be writing. So by these differences, it is very clear that you should, if you are if you are an aspirant of appearing for any kind of company for interviews, then you should be using the word resume, because you are going for some profession. Then you should be writing the word resume, not CV or biodata. Yes. Next comes, look at this one. First, get to know what is meant by resume. It is a formal document that provides an overview of what? Overview of your skills, your education, and notable accomplishments. Anyone in the audiences can tell me the meaning of accomplishment? Let your answer be wrong. No problem. If your friends laugh at you, let them laugh.
Achievements, sir.
Achievements. Anyone else?
Performance.
Performance. Next. Okay, let's do not waste time. There is small difference between accomplishment and achievement. People do think that both are the same, but actually not. But there is some common point in between these two things. Reaching. Reaching is the common point between these two things. Reaching what? Reaching the destination. Destination in what way? What way? Example, you have a goal. You have a task. It may be task, or it may be an initiative. It may be an initiative also. So, if you have any goal from your childhood onwards, or if you have planned something else, if you really think that you have reached your goal, then you should say that I achieved something. So, my dear students, and also you would be having a clear cut idea. Few people they say I achieved rank 1. So, is this your destination? Is this your goal? No, this is one part of your education. This is one part of your thing. Few people say, instead of here achieved or accomplished, you could say I stood rank number 1, I secured rank number 1. So you people should be well versed with the right vocabulary. Okay. This is basic idea about resume. So I've told that you have to place your educational background, your skills, and notable accomplishments. You make a point about this one. Notable, not each and everything. That I stood number one in Pradhamika. Few people they write Pradhamika, Madhyama. I was a class topper in my class 7. Who cares? See, you need to write anything on the resume which leads you to the job, which leads you to the interview, not everything. Don't think that if I put entire message, if I dump entire message about me, they are going to check any one thing and give me the job. Example, you people, while you use it to study your Hindi as your second language or first language, you will be getting one small doubt whether I have to write key or key. Just say yes if you had your doubt or not. In childhood days, you had this doubt or not.
Yes, sir.
Then at the time, what you used to do, if you are supposed to write two of this key in single line, what you will write? Number one, you will write like this. Number two, you will write like this, because it is like a favor of doubt. If any one thing is wrong, they will give mark for another one. Benefit of doubt case. This theory will not work out in resume. There is no chance of a doubt. You should be very clarity. You should be having great clarity about resume. Example, you gave me one resume, you wrote one resume and gave it to me. And if I ask you to tell each and every point that you mentioned in your resume, you should be able to speak about that one. Don't tell that, sir, it is not my copy. I copied from my friend. I just downloaded it from internet. I haven't seen that. See, that is your face. If you have a face and this is like your face too, this face too is taking you to the interview. Okay, let's discuss another one. It is resume actually. You could find the spelling here. It is resume that we were discussing. It is not an English word, but you have to pronounce it like this only. Okay, what does it actually mean? It means the summary. Okay, now tell me, why are you writing a resume? Tell me. What is the necessary of writing a resume? Students, come forward. Why do you write resume?
To know them the complete details of us, sir,
Okay,
of our achievements.
achievements. Okay, anyone else?
It's a formal way of portraying our skills
Or skills to whom?
to the recruiters
To the
or
recruiters. Okay,
any job interviewers.
okay. Okay, by writing resume, what are you going to get? See, is there any procedure that I do not want to write resume and just go for the interview? Is this acceptable? But I'm talented. I'm talented. I have good skill set that are matchable with the 2021. Am I allowed to the procedure?
No, sir.
Why? Okay,
It's a basic step in which we have to follow while getting into an interview. It's the first step
it's the first step for what?
for getting into an interview.
Yes, there you are. Okay, many people do think that if I write resume, I will get job. If I write a good resume, if I write effective resume, I will get job. No, my dear students. An effective resume can only fetch you an interview. That's it. That will take you to the interview. Remaining is played by you. You have to deal with the interview, not your resume. So resume is the thing that is going to speak for you on behalf of you till you go to the interview. Okay. By seeing your profile, you should be called for the interview. So in such a way, you have to prepare your resume in such a way that you will be called for the interview. So this is very basic step. There are lakhs of students, lakhs of aspirants in the world, but in that particular thing, your resume should be Scanned. Remember this word. Excuse me. Your resume should be scanned, next filtered, next step only called for interview. So by preparing, by attending many number of webinars, by acquiring huge knowledge, by updating your resume, don't think that you are going to get a job. No, resume job is what that is going to take you to the interview. Nothing much. Okay, you first primarily understand this word and keep this one in mind. Okay, types of resumes. There are many formats, out of which we majorly categorize resume formats into four types. Number one, chronological. Chronological is basically a Greek word where chron means time, and you know the meaning of logy. Either you can say it to be a study or science. So if you combine this word, what does it mean? It is like study of time or science of time. So chronological order means what? Any order that is with respect to the time. You people do integration, do differentiation with respect to something. The same manner, you are going to place your things in particular order, particular arrangement with respect to time. So number one, now you may be getting doubt, sir, is it ascending order, descending order? Don't say ascending and descending order. Don't be so mathematical student. You can say chronological order. Chronological order. Now, so whenever you find any advertisement related to interview, and there the people have written, place, write your contents in chronological order. Don't get confused or don't look into your mobile phone for understanding the meaning of chronological order. It means anything that is written with respect to time. Example: 2003, 2005, 2008. So if you write your details like this is chronological. Next comes 2008, 2005, 2003. This is either you can say non-chronological order or you can say reverse chronological order. That means instead of telling the word chronological many times, you could say latest, oldest. You can use these keywords. If you say oldest to latest, that is chronological. If you say latest to oldest, that is non-chronological order. But of course, yes, in chronological resumes, you will be writing your entire content in chronological order. It depends. Either you are writing in chronological order or non-chronological order. We shall discuss. Next one: functional resumes, targeted resumes, and combination resumes. You people need not to worry about targeted resumes. Let's look into this one. Chronological order is what? It is the one where you will be writing your entire content. Basically, it is what? Your educational background, your skills. Consider these two, and your experience in reverse chronological order. That means what? Latest to oldest. Latest to oldest order. Like you people are going to finish off your BTech in 2022. So go back. 2022, you finished your BTech. Next, 2017, I guess, 2018, you might have finished your intermediate education, Board of Intermediate Education. So it is like 2016, you might have finished your SSC. This is how you write your details in chronological resume. Okay. For whom this is ideal? This is ideal for the people who are applying for job with no experience, with no gaps. Understand? If you do not have any gaps in your education, no gaps in your experience, then you can go with the chronological. Next, functional resumes. Functional resumes means basically you will be concentrating more on your skills, abilities. Here, we should be understanding for whom this is actually useful. Significant gaps for the people who ever having gaps in their academics, gaps in their job experience, they can go with the functional resumes. There are cases, if any person might have faced jaundice during examination, public examination, they might have had some 6 months gap or 1 year gap. They might have had met an accident. Suddenly, they were really they might have been in financial crisis. There may be 1 year of gap, original reasons, genuine reasons. Then you can go with the functional resumes. If you think that I do not have any kind of a gap, then there is no need for you to stay with the functional resumes. Here, work experience section is de-emphasized. Emphasized means what? Emphasis means stress. That means if you have any strength, you could rather stress upon it. You could give some stress, telling that yes, this is my thing. If you are uninterested to tell, give that stress on the word, then you could say that it is de-emphasized. So here we are not going to showcase more on our work experience. We are going to focus more on our skills and abilities. There was a question. Once there was a person with BTech experience. He had BTech. Example, he had a MTech degree. He had MTech degree with 15 years of experience, and he knows C, C++. Another guy came with BTech with only with only two internships and two major projects. He has done two major projects in his studies and two internships during his BTech level. But this guy knows Java, core Java, advanced Java, HTML, and many CSC kind of languages, and he knows Kotlin. He is good at mobile application development, web application development. This guy knows many things. Then immediately what happens? Till then, this guy, the person with the MTech qualification and 15 years of experience, he may be getting some example 35,000 per month. But this fellow, he may be getting 50,000 per month. Consider this as an example. Then this guy cannot stay mum. He will approach his HR. He will ask, "What is this? I have more experience than him. I have more educational background than him." Then corporate person, the HR, he tells that we are not interested in experience alone. We want skill set, we want talent, and we want skill set. So it is very clear, only the people with skill set and the talent are allowed for interviews. They will be entertained, and these fellows, they will be sitting like that only. Once one fine day, they will recognize themselves and they will leave the uh, uh, organization. But it is not such kind of organization. Corporate people, they will be removing you at any point of time if they think that there is nothing left in you. Like it is like a sugar cane. If every juice, every drop of juice has been extracted, then there is no need for us to have that sugar cane. Okay, next comes targeted resumes. It is like it highlights any relevant skills and experience. Meanwhile, what happens? See, one person, he was a plumber. Immediately he shifted to some electrician, but he studied CA, so he is interested in accounts. So if he has to mention anything in resume, nothing is relevant to each and everything. At the time, what they do, they will be mostly sticking up to the job that they are applying, and they will focus on the things that will fetch them the job. That will fetch them the job. So again, it is clear that this resume is not for freshers. Fourth kind of resume. Final one, which is combination. Combination means it is actually combining two things. Number one, chronological. Number two, functional. That means you are interested to write everything in functional. That means with gaps. Any person with gaps, he wants to showcase his skills and talent, but everything in order, everything in chronological order or reverse chronological order. Then you can go with combination resumes. So I confirm that every person has understood, first of all, what is meant by a resume and what are the possible types of resumes. Now, so you people are freshers. You need to take whatever necessary for you. So here, what I say is, in for you, 2021. In 2021, which is ideal for you is what? Chronological resume is most commonly used resume format in 2021. If you think that you have gaps, then please avoid. If you have gaps, then stop using a chronological resume. Go for functional resume. I believe no person of your age, of your class, has any gaps. If you have any gaps, please avoid this one. If you are very good, that means 21 years and no gaps, then you can follow the chronological resume. uh, for you, there is no need to mention to taking a piece of paper and writing here chronological resume. There is no need for you to mention such kind of thing. There's just you could write resume. That's it. Here we are going into the session contents. What are the things that you should maintain in your resume? First of all, what is meant by fresher resume? What is meant by an experience resume? What may be the difference between these things? As you people do not have any work experience, what they will be focusing much on? First of all, fresher is the person who has finished his or her graduation from the university. It is like just you have finished your graduation and you will be called a fresher. Okay, what exactly they're focusing is what? They are focusing any such kind of things that are assets for them. Example, there are two or three people. I will tell you one story. I will tell you one story. There was a king. So there was a minister. This king is very much interested to go on boat for sightseeing. So they thought of inviting people for the interviews. This is the king. This is the what can you say? You can say captain. No, it is not captain. Consider it is some driver, the person who drives the boat. I am not so sure of this one. It is not rafting. Okay, let it be anything. He is interested in appointing one person because he is interested in going for sightseeing on water. Okay. Now, so minister has called for interview. 100 participants around came, among which this guy minister has finalized two people for the final round. It can be called face to face round, that is like a salary, such kind of things. Two people, out of which number one number one is like a great swimmer. He can swim like anything. He can even save people. He can save many people. Great swimmer, and he can operate this one, the boat, and he is good at the boat. This is one thing. Second guy, he is not great swimmer, but he is a swimmer. He can swim. Second guy, he is also having same knowledge. If you consider, he is having around 90 percentage of driving the boat, and this guy is also having 90 percentage of operating the boat, because we cannot say 100 percentage. Let us be some mathematical and be taking 90 percentage. Okay, now anyone can come forward and tell me the answer. Who was appointed?
The second person.
Second person. Any others? Okay, you can tell me the reason why second person.
So it is because he's a swimmer and he's 90% good at boat driving. So
Even this guy is also having 90 percentage. He is also good at driving the boat.
then it would be first person, sir. So
So answer is first person. Okay. Any others? It is simple question. It is a case study from which we are going to learn many things. Yes.
Second one, sir.
Second one. Okay, madam. Give me your reason.
Sir, if any accident will happen, first one is a great swimmer, so
Yeah.
he can swim. But
Yeah.
second one don't know how light he knows light, so he
Okay.
tries to solve this problem.
I think you need to check your answer. Come back again.
Okay.
Repeat your answer. I think somewhere you lost the logic. Yes. Next one.
Second person, sir.
Why, madam?
Sir, for the same job, the first person will be demanding, I think, a huge salary because he's a very great swimmer.
Okay.
But the second person, for the same job, he can be hired for somewhat less salary than the first person, sir. For the same job, when there comes salary difference, obviously the second person will be hired.
That is a notable point. You were speaking about salary
Yes, sir.
because the company will be thinking any person who gets who gives them great job with a bit less salary,
Yes, sir.
comparably less salary. Okay, this is accepted. Next. Come on, students, you can. Okay, let's not waste more time. In this case, King has appointed this guy. Minister was thinking that King will go with the candidate number one, but he failed. King has actually appointed the person who is a just swimmer and who can operate the boat well. So here, moral. What is the moral? Number one. What was King actually thinking? Number one, this guy, the swimmer number one, he who is a great swimmer. Somewhere or other, he may be having some overconfidence, telling that I can swim wherever I can. But this guy, swimmer, he is having some fear in him, because of which, number one, he will try to focus more on his boat rafting skills. But this guy, he will be he is not so focused on boat rafting skills. This is one difference. Another one, King has appointed the person whom he is thinking good. So it is primarily, if you attend interview, if you do not get select, it doesn't mean that you are having low talent. Consider you and your friend attended the job. Example, Rita and Sita. Actually, Rita is very good at academics, 100 percentage, and he is good at everything. This girl is only of 75 percentage on an average, but Sita has been selected for the job. Don't think that Rita was just mugging up the things; she was by hearting the things. It doesn't mean like that. It is that the people, the corporate people, the companies are very much interested with the work of Sita. So never compare your results with others' results. It is purely the mindset of the recruiter. It is not here. If you compare these two guys on paper, you will definitely go with the great swimmer. But on practicals, it is like it does not depend on the paper. It doesn't. It purely depends on the mindset of the recruiter. So I don't say that don't have 100% knowledge, have limited knowledge. No, it is not like that. Sometimes people with high knowledge, they may not get selected. Sometimes people with low knowledge, they may get selected. It is it just happens. It is like just facing the both sides of the coin. So my dear students, never have any kind of myth in your mind. Never have myths in your mind. It may vary. You may not know the truth. Only truth is known by the recruiter, not by the aspirant. Okay. Next one. Now this is question to you. You need to answer me. What is the motivation to write resume? That means, why are you writing? What makes you to write your resume? This is one question. If you do not understand this one, you could see what is the important point to remember before you write a effective resume, an effective resume. Come on, this is question to you. You answer me. What makes you to write a resume? Uh, in fact, I have to change my question. It is not like that. What makes you to write resume? By keeping on which point you start writing your beautiful resume. I can ask like this.
My resume should be a professional without showcasing my weaknesses.
Okay, that is fine. Consider, for the people who did not understand the question, consider tomorrow Chiranjeevi coming to my house. So I have to decorate my house as per my interest. But what is the necessary for decorating the house? Let it be the same. These many days, every day it is the same. So let it be the same. But by keeping Chiranjeev's comments to my house, his what do we call? He comes to our house now. Then I'm changing my house. I'm decorating my house as per his interest or my interest. But ultimate outcome is what I was thinking, that the guest should be very much satisfied, he should be happy, and final one, he should appreciate me for my work. This is, of course, yes. We people are silent seekers of appreciation. This happens with every Indian. We basically like appreciation. We basically like praisings. This is a hidden point. Okay. My question is, what makes you to write an effective resume? Follow this one. Number one, if you are trying to write a beautiful or effective resume, number one, try to read the advertisement, re read the resume, reread the advertisement. Number one, reread the advertisement. So without reading the advertisement, you cannot just apply for the interview, or you cannot write the resume. Example, now, so my friend came to me and told me that tomorrow CTS is releasing some advertisement, be prepared with resume. Now I just think that, see, yesterday only I prepared for TCS, then I shall keep the same thing for CTS also. Then why should I update or tailor? You can use such kind of words, update your resume or tailoring your resume. Why should I tailor? Why should I modify the things? This is basic Indian mentality. Basic, I should not use the word basic Indian mentality. It is a student mentality. Because yesterday only you have taken huge work. You spent around 3 to 4 hours for writing a resume. Again, today one guy came and told you that tomorrow CTS is asking for resumes, prepare that one. Then you will be thinking that, today this guy came and told me CTS, another one, Cap Gemini, he will ask me for in another purpose. Why should I change my resume? Let us keep my resume very generic, which will be apt for each and every interview that I may attend. If this is your mindset, please come out of that mindset. Please come out of that mindset. Yes, you have to update your resume very regularly. Regularly update your resume. Why? Why you need to resume? You may think that, sir, what are the things that are going to change? My education background is the same. My marks are same. My skills are same. My project background is the same. My personal details are same. Every detail is the same. Why should I change my resume? Yes, here your question is right. You have to change your resume where your career objective. This is the place you are going to get attraction 100 percentage. That means either your resume may get shortlisted or not. That will be fixed upon your career objective. So question is, how you can write your career objective? Yes, you can write your career objective only by reading the advertisement. See, without reading the advertisement, generally people do tell that here immediately any person comes to you. Let's go back to situation. If any person comes to you and tell the scenario that tomorrow CTS is asking for resume, then don't go and start writing your resume. First, ask him one question: what is the job role? Number one, keep this in mind. What is job role? Number one, can you give me job description? Can you tell me work nature? Next, final one, pay. By keeping these things in mind, then only you can write number one, job role. If you persons are EC department people and you are not interested in software companies, and if CTS is asking for software engineering in your TCS, you would have written, I want to become a ECE engineer. You cannot send the same to CTS also. You have to craft, you have to change, you have to update your resume as per the requirement that has been mentioned in the resume. Advertisement. So you have to read, reread, reread. If this guy is not so giving the huge details to you, you could go to the Google, or you can go to the official website of CTS and check, are there any announcements? Are there any new updates in careers? Go to the portal and check each and every point. From there, you will be getting huge data that is more apt for your resume. Okay. Number one, reread the advertisement. Done. Title. What is your title? If you get selected, what is the posting that you are going to get? Experience. Are they asking? I mean, eligibility. Find out for eligibility. Are they asking for freshers or experienced candidates? Next, job description. Next, pay scale. Okay. Basically, this is an example of one particular job description. This is an advertisement of a company advertisement. Let us look what are the things that are going to have. Post is what? Job role, associate software engineer. Who is asking? Company name is Micro Focus Software India Private Limited. Okay, is this on campus or off campus? This is off campus. Now there is no question for you to ask for on campus or off campus or pool campus. Everything is virtual. Pan India. Okay. Job details. Number one, eligibility criteria. What are they asking for? BE or BTech, CSC, IS, IT. If you belong to EC department, then there is no chance for you. So don't apply for this job. If you are CSC candidate, you see example, if at all they wrote ECE here, yes, you are eligible for that. From 2020-2021 batch. Example, this is 2021 and 2022 batch. You are eligible for that. 60 percentage and above in highest qualification. Highest qualification for you people after completion of BTech is BTech. If you could do any MTech, so that is going to be your highest qualification. Next comes skills required. Good programming skills, preferably Java. A good understanding of database and SQL queries. Okay, read this one carefully. Job description. This is the requirement of GenWorks product. Part of the work is called PRU, that is what? Product Recognition Update, and it is a monthly release to all the customers. We fingerprint the newer products coming to market, and this has to be continued to keep the inventory up to date. To keep the inventory up to date. From the job description, you can find out the beautiful keywords. Need to fingerprint approximately 300 products in a month. Resolve any issues that may come in PRU due to new product releases and ensure timely release of PRU every month to customer. Timely. Remaining part of the work is GenWorks reporting enhancement and UI customizations. So this is your job description. Now, whatever the words that I underlined, those are your keywords. So while you prepare your career objective, you have to you need to try to catch up all these keywords so that those things will be reflected in your career objective. So number one, eligibility criteria. Number two, skill set. Number three, JD. JD means what? Job description. Number four, it is like salary 2,70,000 per annum. Work location Bangalore. Now it may be for 1 year virtual mode only, work from home only. Interview rounds, technical round, manager round. Through what? Through Microsoft Teams. And you people really be good at online platform like MS Teams, WebEx, Google Meet, everything. Whatever they tell, they should be very well versed with this one. If you do not know MS Teams, tomorrow is interview for you. You do not know this one. Today itself, you try to figure out what exactly it is. You can have many tutorials. Shifts details, day shift 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. If any one thing is not matching with your requirement, consider it is not your requirement. You have to consider whether will you fit in this organization or not. Because any one thing is actually not matching with you. If you think that yes, I can adjust, I can compromise, I can work out more. Of course, yes, this is only one zone I'm weak, so I can pay more attention. Then if you are positive side of that one, it is okay. If you think that no, there is no place for the word compromise in my dictionary, and if you do not think, if you do think that you do not fit for the organization, then don't go for that one. Don't even update your resume. Stay like that only. There is no place for the people who think that I do not change, I will be the same in the world. So what you just try to understand, what Swami Vivekananda tells is change is an essence of life. Change is the true essence of life. Essence means what? Beautiful aroma, beautiful flavor that brings out for the taste. So you have to daily change yourself. How can I change? Daily do one mistake. Daily do one mistake. Next day, rectify the mistake and do not repeat that mistake. Sir, people do tell us not to do mistakes. Why are you asking us to do mistakes? Because collection of mistakes is nothing but your experience. You can understand the words out of experience. It plays a major role. It plays 100% role. So my dear students, I hope you understood what is the motivation that brings out for you to write a beautiful resume. So you should be well versed with the job description, salary. Let's go back and look at this one. Reread the advertisement, find out the title of the job, read out the experience, it is for experienced or fresher, check out the eligibility, read the job description as many times as possible, and check out for pay scale. Of course, yes, we are working for pay. Basically, being fresher, basically, I personally recommend pay is last step for you, primary step. This is order of the steps that we need to follow before we start writing our resume effectively. Okay, career objective. Okay, before this, I need to tell you personal details. I mean, at the very starting of your resume, consider this is your resume. Here, very first section is your personal details. What are the things that are allowed to write? Either here or here, you could place college logo. To which institution you belong, you can place that logo. What happens with our college students is that SVEW people, they will be placing logo of SVCE. You have to make such kind of a changes. Okay, let's discuss all these things later part. Okay, here in this section, what exactly you can write your name, either in Mr. or Miss, whatever it you can name, and your mail id. Mail id, not it should not be fancy, like star 123 at yahoo.com or rockstar 786. No, avoid such kind of things. See that your mail id is official. It should be an official one. Create such kind of a mail id. If you want to create official mail id, there are many ways. Number one, if example, you can say Dushyant sir, if he has to make your resume, for resume, if he is a fresher, he can write simply dushyant.n at gmail.com. This is his name, nothing much, no adjectives, nothing much, only his name. Okay, if you think that your mail id is already used by other people, then you can change this one. He has another one telling that Dushyant Nellur at gmail.com. Okay, if you want to go beyond this one, then you could have memberships in IEEE. At the time, you could say Dushyant.n at IEEE.org. Such kind of mail IDs are actually appreciated. That means any mail ID that comes after the organization or education, if you people have SV colleges .edu.in, this is also acceptable, official. So my suggestion is, do not have such kind of email IDs which will create a bad impression on you, and you are not kids anymore. You are professionals. First of all, you start believing yourselves that you are engineers already. So behave an engineer. Okay, your personal details, name, mail ID. Next comes your address. Here also you can place your address, or in final section also. That is your wish. Next one, phone number. How many phone numbers? Only one. Next, what else can you post? You can post your social media account details. Now, so don't laugh at me telling that, sir, even I had a TikTok. Can I post that one? No. Social media means number one, LinkedIn. Join LinkedIn and spread up your links. Have that beautiful link with you and post that one in the first section. Next one, any IEEE also acceptable. Such kind of a beautiful things you can post it here. See that you post only one phone number. That's it. Let it be having some WhatsApp, everything also. You should be very, very good in. That means you should be using that phone number. Okay, this is with the personal details, and see that you are maintaining that college logo. Okay, what do you write in your career objective? First section is done. Second section is career objective. The highlighting points that you should be writing in career objective. Number one, why do you want to take a job? First of all, before you write, please answer these questions to yourselves. Why do you want to take a job? I want a job for so and so reason. Okay. How can you contribute towards it? If we give job, what are you going to contribute to the organization? Next, how are you a perfect fit for the job? These 3 points play major role before you start writing career objective. If you write career objective well, then 50% of your resume is done. Don't copy. If you people belong to same class, there are many chances that you will be attending interview immediately. Those guys are very good at reading career objectives. They immediately come to know that you have just copied out the things. You can copy data from others, but you cannot copy others' minds. So you start preparing yourselves. Okay. How can you prepare career objective? What are the points that you can remember? A good career objective for resume covers education, skills, experience of the candidates. This is not required for you. So you could mention your education, you could mention your skills, along which you could also tell them that in what way you are going to contribute for the job and bring out value, add value to the organization. Now let us look into few career objectives. Example, if you are writing for a software engineer job, you could write, begin my mentioning a few traits. Trait means what? Traits means what? Qualities. What kind of qualities do you have? Qualities, attributes, these are synonyms of yours. And then simultaneously add a few skills. Primarily, when you think that you are going to attend the interview or start interview process, then be prepared that you are going to sell your profile to the company. Basically, they are not paying salary to you, they are paying salary to the profile that you have, because your profile only fetching them the right work to the organization development. Next comes following the above mentioned tonality. Tonality means positive tone or a negative tone. Ideally, positive tone. Mention that your hopes for the company. Leave a hint of how you can impact the organization. Sum up your objective only in 2 or 3 lines. See, no one is interested. If you are not interested to read out your friend's career objective, that means I give you one job. what if I take 4 years from 4 sections and ask you people to read out the resumes or correct the resumes of each and every person of your classes, after 4 or 5 resumes you will be fed up like anything, and you do not read out resume properly. You will just skim, you will just skim the resume. Skimming means what? It is like glimpse, it is like a glance. That means looking into that only for very little amount of time. So at the time, you should be having such kind of words which will be very catchy and which will grab the attention of the recruiters. Okay. Make it very crisp and concise. Let it be very short. And do not mention any extra details. This is not at all entertained in corporate world. Speak only the things that have been asked. Refrain. Refrain means what? Stop. Refrain from using first person pronouns, that I have studied and I am good at. I assure you, I am good at my graduation. And if you appoint me, these are all pronouns of first person, or myself. These kind of pronouns are not at all entertained. So you should write your career objective by keeping all these things in your mind. So, my dear students, this is a new thing for you. Of course, yes, new thing for you. So be keep this in mind. Practice these things n number of times. What are the skills that you can add in the objective? Number one, brilliant problem solving and decision making skills. See, I tell you something. If you really know, then only you mention such kind of words. So, what I can say is be genuine, be honest, because only honesty is going to get the job. Or if you want to fake that person, I should not use the word fake. If you want to fake that person, then keep in mind that you may attend a maximum of 10 to 20 interviews in your lifetime, but that guy is doing interviews for hundreds of people per day. So you cannot do fake in front of them. Number two, analytical skills to assess software applications, interpersonal and communication skills. You should be in a position to detect the bugs and suggest requisite solutions. Few people, they are good at finding out the problems. Few people are actually good at correcting the problems. If this is the combination, if you are good at finding the bugs and correcting the bugs, then you are most wanted. Detail oriented professional, critical thinking skills, extensive knowledge of software design. You do not have experience. Strong designing and planning skills, experience in quality assurance, creative skills, understanding of hardware, software languages, and relating tools. These are catchy words. And I shall give some time for you. You could read out these examples of career objective. How can you write such kind of things? The basically, I have prepared one document. However, I will be mailing this one to Dushyant sir and HOD sir. You could collect those things from them, and these things will be really helpful for you. Like a motivated individual with in-depth knowledge of languages and development tools, seeking a position in a growth-oriented company where I can use my skills to the advantage of the company while having the scope to develop my own skills. If you have seen or not, you should majorly avoid passive voice. If you think that you are good at grammar, English grammar, then don't think that by writing passive voice, people may applaud you. Of course, yes, even I'm good at passive voice, but people get confused of this one, passive voice. Example, if I say, they are building the town hall. This is the sentence. Can anyone change this one to passive voice? Students, pay
The
attention.
town,
Yeah.
the
The
town, the town hall is being built by them.
the town hall is being
Built by them.
okay. There is a rule that if we have by them, by someone, uh, by some X, by some John. At the time, we can remove these things. You know or not? There is a rule. There is a rule that if we have any such kind of words, we can remove them. If you actually know this one, then what you will do? You will write only the town hall is being built. Now, if I read the same thing, if I do not know the grammar, if you read this one, the town hall is being built. Okay, fine. It is being built by whom? Not mentioned. So there becomes one kind of confusion. So you are there not to create confusion for your profile. You are there to give more clarity about your profile. So never write in passive voice. This is not only for attending interview, for writing research papers also. Do not write everything in passive voice. Okay. To work as a software engineer, applying my knowledge in the field of testing, designing, and maintenance to cater to the specific needs of the people. I wish to work in a team of motivated individuals who wish to work towards the advancement of the company and its goals. See, here in these 40, 30 to 50 words, you have explained more. Number one, what you actually want. What are you good at? And are you good at thinking about people? People means what? Any person who thinks about people is what? Altruist. Altruist in Telugu, you can say paropakari. You are not selfish. You even think about others also. Okay. And you, number one, you are telling that you are ready to work with a team of motivated individuals. That means here you are telling that you are ready for teamwork and you are even ready for solitude. You can work solo, you can work teamwork also. So here you are showcasing your skills, your talent, your attributes, your vision, who wish to work towards the advancement of the company. Side by side, you are telling what are you going to do for the organization. So here, this is how we basically write the career objective. Next one, academic qualification and educational background. This one, simple answer, you have to write in non-chronological order. That means 2022, I have finished my BTech in EC department from SVEC College, which is under JNTUA with 7.8 CGPA. These are the things that we basically write. 2018, completed my intermediate in MPC in some Sai Chaitanya or Narayana under the board of intermediate education with 8.5 CGPA. In 2016, I completed my SSC. In SSC, your college name, you could use your school name. It can be SV school under SSC, or you could say board of school education, BSc, board of secondary education, with some 10. So this is how you have to mention your academic qualification or your education. Let it be this much. And don't write anything in acronyms. Try to write it out fully. Sri Venkateswara. Your college name is Sri Venkateswara Engineering College. If space is there, you could write Tirupati. If not there, you could leave this one. And you could write JNT. Your university name actually is what? Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Anantapur, Anantapuramu. This is your university name. So be well versed with your alma mater. Next one. Uh, Students, I think if you have doubt, you can unmute yourself, else you can mute your devices. Yeah. Technical skills. What are the technical skills that you can portray? Number one, programming languages, C, C++, Java, Core Java, Advanced Java, HQL, HTML, such kind of things. Data science, digital marketing, cyber security, project management, software development. Okay, thank you. Technical section. Here, what can you mention? See, someone is speaking. If you have any doubt, you could ask the doubts. Else, you can mute your devices. Someone please inform to them. Yeah. Technical section. You can write about the workshops you attended or organized. Seminars. Okay. You can write the workshops that you attended or organized, seminars or webinars that you attended or organized, conferences attended and organized, and internships. See, basically, you do not have experience, so you should showcase more in technical section. As per the rules of AICTE, you should have finished 2 internships in BTech and 1 major project and 1 mini project. This is minimum count. You can have any number of projects as per your wish. Project. Under project section, what we can write? Number 1, your title. Title of the project. You write that one here. Next, write, what do we say? Team size. If you have worked in team, mention your team, like 4 members. See, do not write in figures, like FO, your. Don't write in figures. Words, write in figures. Next one, description. Description, it should be only for 3 to 4 lines about the project that you have done. Here, third one should be number 1, number 2, number 4. Number 3 is your either you could say tools used or software used. Any of one, don't mention both the things. If you have used any tool, write tool used. If you have used software used. Write that one here. This is enough for project section. If you have taken any mini project, write that one here. It should be reverse chronological order. That means if you have done any project in your diploma, that should be the third one. If you have done any mini project, let that be in second one. If you have done major project, let that be in number 1. It is a reverse order. Next section is what? Awards and accomplishments. See, I've told you the meaning of accomplishments. Can anyone tell me the same thing? What is meant by accomplishments? 90 people. What is meant by accomplishment?
Reaching the success, sir.
No.
Task that's been complete.
Yes. It is number 1. Of course, yes, you have completed, you have come to the end. But what? It may be task or initiative, or it may be work, accomplishments. Okay. Next, awards. So here, don't think that you should write achievements or accomplishments. I believe that now so you people know the meaning of accomplishment and achievement. If you have really think that you have reached your goal and it is really notable and mentionable, then you can really put that one here. See, whatever you write in this section, see that is really going to fetch you the job. Don't write that. Just now I told you, in my 7th standard, I passed my Pradhamika. Don't write such kind of things. If you really think that you have got award in NSS, NCC, and you are volunteer of something, mention that one here. If you have really succeeded anything, any task, you can mention that one. If you have really achieved anything, you can mention that one here. Let that be in the priority order. That means more weightage to less weightage. Next, in non-chronological order, latest to oldest. Next, strengths. Many people in our country are not really ready to mention their weaknesses. So let it be, no problem. If you're not ready to write your weaknesses, no problem, don't write that one. But see that you write your strengths, and you should be remembering that one, because if you write, I am dedicated, Um, and you could say sincere, honest. These are the words that you have written in resume. After looking at the resume, I called you to the interview and asked you, what are your strengths? You will say, I am obedient, I am faithful, I am truthful, I am truthful. No word is matching with the things that you have written. See, whatever you write on the resume, stick on to it and remember that one. If you change the order, no problem. But see that whatever you write on resume, it should be on your mind. Next one, personal details. Personal details. Your name, your father name. I mean your dad name, your father name. If you're interested, you could write your mother name. Else, you could remove. See, parents' names are purely your wish. Name. Next comes your address, permanent address or address for communication. Next, what are your hobbies? If you are interested, you could write what are your weaknesses, else leave that one. But be sure what are your weaknesses. Don't tell me that I don't have weakness. I'm Lord Jesus. I'm Lord Sai. I don't have any weakness. Don't showcase such kind of things. Just tell what exactly you have. If you do not know that one, there are many websites that will guide you to know about your weaknesses. Declaration. Declaration is a beautiful thing that you have to mention, like I consider some name. I some William John um, mm, declare that the above furnished details, I hereby declare that above furnished details are true to the best of my knowledge. Done. This is enough. 2 lines. That is enough. That means you are declaring that whatever I have written, that is only written by me, and whatever happens, I will be liable for that. Okay. Under that, what you will write? Example, this is the case. Declaration. Place the heading. Declaration. And you wrote a couple of lines here. Next comes place. Place means place of your study. Where exactly have you studied? You studied in Tirupati. Till you get as a fresher, you could write your place. But after education, you migrated to some other town. At the time, you could write this one. And or where example you went to attend the interview in Chennai, you could write Chennai. If you went to Bangalore to attend the interview, you could write Bangalore place. Next comes date. And check your date. The date is what? A date of interview, not a date of preparation of resume. Date means what? Date of interview. Tomorrow you are having interview, then it should be what is tomorrow's date? It is 6 6 2021, or you could find June 6th 2021. Pattern is your wish, the format is your wish. Okay. Right side, your signature, upon which you could sign. That means you could write yours faithfully, yours truly, what it may be. Your name. Sorry, this is a resume. You could write your name. If your name is Mr. William John, let this be in braces, upon which you are supposed to sign. Here you will be signing for that person. Signed. So this is full-fledged resume. These are the skeleton parts of your resume, and these are the things that should be presented in the resume. But the original information has to be written by you. Now we have some time left. So what we will do is we will be concentrating on the things that will actually make you to get shortlisted for technical companies, top technical companies. Number one, get the right experience. Don't fake. Build a great resume. necessary checks before submission. That is what I was telling you. Proofread. Proofread means what? Write down that one and ask your friend, your enemy, your pal, your sir, your expert, your mother, your father, anyone. Give them that one, because we people are really good at finding others' mistakes. So give this one to others, not you. Proofread, proofread, proofread. Next one, submit the resume. Submit the resume means what? Place your resume in particular portals. Naukri.com, Indigo.com, and Job Alerts, Freshers World, LinkedIn, and many companies. So submit your resume properly. If you are a member of GitHub, Stack Overflow, LinkedIn, post your resume priorly and see that you are in touch with the people present over there. Apply online, which means the career page of these companies. Example, you went to CTS company portal. There you can find careers. Get into that one. There will be a chance for you to post your resume. Go there, apply there, and post your resume. See that that is an updated version of your resume. Next one, make connections and take references. You can build a relation with them and ask them, can you give me your reference? Yes, they will say, yes, you can take my reference. In under resume, you could write references. It can be of a maximum 3 references, because they will be asking these 3 people whether you are a genuine candidate or not. But before you write those names, you should be in touch with these peoples. You have to take their consent for mentioning their names in your resume, because when you mention their name, example, you have written my name and suddenly they will ask me, example, it's John. John written my name. They called me. They called me and asked that, do you know Mr. William John? I said, no, I don't know. They will say he has mentioned your name in the resume, because because we people are not in the touch. I lost touch with them. I forgot his name because I was in some work. I forgot his name. Immediately, what happens? His candidature will be disqualified. So whenever you mention some other's name, tell those person in advance and remind those person that tomorrow or day after tomorrow you will be getting a call from those people. Next, try reaching out to Google engineers on Twitter, Quora, and other social media. See, every time I used to visit the class in SV colleges, I used to tell people to follow Quora, to be a regular member of Quora, because this is the real world. Twitter is the real world where you can find the people that you actually want to look in. Meet those people, ask those people, irritate those people, ask a number of questions, build up a connection. Okay, what are the do's that you need to follow? Write a concise resume. Concise means what? Brief, very brief. Do customize your resume accordingly. See, you may ask me, sir, why I should write brief? Example, from childhood onwards, you might have seen passages. You may be having 2 to 3 big paragraphs. You may be having only 4 or 5 questions, which will be having 1 mark each. So 4 marks. Now, so you will be thinking, for 4 marks, why I should write these huge passages, paragraphs? I could find out the question and read out the answer and just answer. If I lose, I will be losing only 4 marks. But why should I lose my time? If you think such manner, then why not the recruiters? So they will be expecting you people to write in brief, not wordy. Don't write wordy manner, only follow brief manner. And I was telling you that your certificates will rather be scanned. That means you will be sending resume. How they will filter your resume? Because they will scan your resume. They will be having some software that will scan the resume. Scanning means what? They will find out certain things on your resume. If they do not find keywords that are in job description, if career objective is not so great, and the things that they are looking for them career objective, if these three things are not up to their expectation, immediately your this thing will be disqualified and you will not be called for interview. You may be thinking, I have good command on English, I attended each and every webinar about resume, but why my resume has not been shortlisted? Because you have not exactly read the job description, job advertisement written by those people. If you have read those job advertisements, then you could write career objective, job description, and career objective very clearly. So, my dear students, for a scanner, it will take only 8 seconds to scan your resume. But to prepare your resume, you might have spent some hours together, which will be going in vain if you do not read out the advertisements properly. Mention a summary statement. Do highlight your achievements or accomplishments. Include your contact details. Do mention relevant soft skills. Don'ts. You are not supposed to use certain things. Don't use passive voice. Don't include irrelevant hobbies. If you are not really good at chess, don't mention I play chess. If you do not know gardening, don't write I garden daily. They will ask many questions out of gardening. If you do not know anything, don't write that one out of your box. Don't forget to check grammatical or other related errors. Show your resume to the experts. Don't include highly personal information about your family, about your friend, about any other personal relationships. Don't write those things over here. Don't write negative things. See, if you write negative things and you feel that I am so extrovert, I don't hide anything, I am so open minded, open hearted, this is not right place for you. Write anything that will fetch you job. Even your weaknesses should be strengths for the company. I repeat, if you think that I work 18 hours a day, I'm a workaholic, because of which I am losing my health, then actually that is negative for you, but that may be positive for the company. So your negatives also should be fetching you the job, not only positives, your negatives also. So frame your resume in such a manner that each and every word that you write for the resume is actually going to fetch you the job. Don't use a complicated resume template. There are many myths, many misconceptions. People do think that resume concept is dead. No, it is never dead. Even you go many decades, still you will be finding out the concept of resume, because it is your face. కనిపించని నాలుగో సింహమేరా ఈ resume అన్నట్టు. Before you face them, this resume is going to face the recruiters. So write your resume properly. It is not a dead concept, it is a live concept. The purpose of a resume is to get a job. No, it is not to get a job, it is to get you interview. The best chance you have to get a job is to send out as many resumes as you can. People do think that today you have sent one resume and no response. Tomorrow you will send two times, later 3 times. If you think that if you send n number of resumes to grab their attention, this is not really going to work out for you. You have to send only once. The body of experience paragraphs should, like, if you think that if I write more about my experience, they will give me the job. No, they don't have that much time. It should be very crisp and concise. Resumes should be only one page. No, not necessarily. We are not US or UK people. For our standards, it is okay for us to have 2 pages. Even foreign authors also preferring us to have 2 pages. 2 pages with brief content. Your resume should be general to increase your chances of getting a job. If you think that I write my resume in a general manner, it is suitable for each and every case. It is suitable for hardware, software, any other things. No, you should be updating your resume as per the job advertisement. Paper resumes are enough. Not like that. Even you should be having a soft copy of your resume. Don't include social media information. People do think that if you write anything about your Facebook, anything about your LinkedIn, people will be getting about you, getting truths about you, then you will be not getting job. See, having any negativity in those social media platforms and worrying about posting that one, instead of doing this one, better avoid posting bad content, irrelevant content in your social media, because after you get selected, people, they will be giving some chance to the third party to verify about your candidature. Are you genuine or not? then they will be going and checking your social accounts. So for that sake, see that your social media accounts are very transparent and clean. Be a professional. Don't post your selfie in Facebook. Don't post your LinkedIn. Don't post a scrap in LinkedIn. Maintain some professionalism. White lies are okay. White lies means exactly someone came to you and told you that, see, I posted that I work for NCC and they selected me. The next day, what you will do? You will write that you were NCC volunteer. Actually, this is a lie, but you think that will fetch you some job. No, anything that is a lie, do not write on the resume. PDF is better than a Microsoft document. Yes, people do think that if we write Microsoft Word document, when you download, the format may change. So that will irritate the recruiters. Your concept is fine. But if you, for this cause, if you change your Microsoft document into PDF, some scanners, some scanners, they are not able to scan the PDF documents. They are only good at reading the Microsoft documents. So for that sake, what you can do, you can save your document in 1997 to 2003 Microsoft document. There is, that means you have prepared a document in Microsoft Word. While saving, you click save as 1997 to 2003 document, and it is open, it is compatible with each and every Microsoft edition. A good resume will get you a job. No, a good resume will not get you a job. It will only get you the interview. Okay. And it is 11:35. I think we have crossed 5 minutes. Okay. Now I can share you some mistakes. But meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you could ask me. We shall discuss. I repeat, if you have any doubts, you can come forward. So shall I consider that everyone understood everything?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. May I know you?
Sir, this is Sai Venu Madhavi, sir.
Sai Venu Madhavi. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, I've been advised not to use modern templates for preparing resumes, sir.
Okay.
So, I think I'm a little confused in choosing my template for preparing resumes, sir. Could you please advise, sir?
Yes. Yes. Modern type means, may I know the meaning of modern type?
Uh, Conventionally, we write like side headings and we start to mention everything now, sir.
Okay.
Instead of that, like it has some our picture or some uh,
Okay. What I will do is, I will share one document with Dushyant sir. You
okay.
collect with him. That is basically circulating in SV colleges. SV colleges people have been advised to follow that one.
Okay, sir.
I will share that one. You could rather look at that one. If you have any doubts, you could contact me back. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anyone else? Okay. You think about this one. Meanwhile, I will be explaining what are the basic mistakes people do. Spelling mistakes. They are not bothering about spelling mistakes. See, you should have to check whether you have any mistakes. Bad grammar. Focusing on duties rather than achievements. Achievements are the things that are going to get the job. Using cliches. Cliches means more adjectives. Like, what kind of a person are you? I am intelligent dash doable person. See, what does it make? Does it make any sense? Intelligent, doable person. Don't give yourself some adjectives. Explain that one clearly. Incorrect information is not at all entertained. Poor format. Because before any recruiter reads your resume, it has to bring out some attention. Now, so Sai Venu Madhavi has asked one question about the format. Yes, format is the primary thing that you have to focus on. Failure to tailor. That means you have to update or tailor your resume as per the requirement, as per the job advertisement. Job hopping and employment gaps. If you have any gaps, try to mention that gap. If you have any gap more than several months, try to show that at least you have worked as a volunteer with salary, without salary, you worked for that one. Then that will be bringing one clarity that you do not waste the time too long. No one will be bothering about your number of pages, not proofreading. Proofreading is the only mantra that will give you the right opportunity. That means once you write your resume, give that resume to your friends, any of your circle, ask them to correct that one. Using too many buzzwords like I am a great team player. See, even I personally hate something. If you watch Kapil Sharma show or Ali's Ali to Sardaga, in that people when they take mic, they will say, "Sir, I am a great, great fan of you." What is this? I am a great, great fan of you. How could you rate yourself that you are the greatest person among the fans of them? You could say that I like you very much. I treat you like anything. You could say such kind of words. You cannot rate yourself that you are a great fan. You could say that I like you very much and I am your fan. So these kind of things are not entertained. I am a great team player. No one bothers about this one. Tell that I worked in a team of 5. This is enough. Only give the details that are useful to showcase your experience. Underestimating the power of keywords. You have to use those keywords earlier in the slide 2 or 3. I've told you what are the keywords, how you have to underline those things. Using an unprofessional email IDs. I've told you what are unprofessional, like rockstar@gmail.com, such kind of things. You avoid those things. Misspelling your email address. Yeah, many people while they edit their resume, they use their smartphone where your keys are very short and your fingers are very big. Sometimes instead of n, m may come, for k, l may come. So something may happen and your mail id is wrong, and if they have sent you any mail also, you might have not received that one. Getting too personal, don't write anything that is very personal. Accomplishments. See, you have to write your accomplishments. Don't just bury them or omit your accomplishments. Being too modest, telling that, sir, సొంత డబ్బా కొట్టుకోవడం నాకు రాదు సార్, నేను దాంట్లో మెన్షన్ చేయను సార్. Nobody cares. You have to boast about yourself. నీ గురించి నువ్వే సొంత డబ్బా కొట్టుకోవాలి. Including irrelevant experience. Don't write that is irrelevant to the job. Overlooking your volunteer job. Here, this is what I've told you. If you have done some any volunteer work, mention that. Ongoing education, you have to mention ongoing education. Generic skills, no one will bother about generic skills. Example, you are applying for software engineer and if you tell that I am good at Photoshop, who cares? No one will care about that. Using bright colors, of course, yes, you can use current font colors. You could change the font colors. That is not so ideal, but don't just mix up the colors as if you're writing some university examination. Basically, with girls, you girls will be using n number of colors to bring out the attraction. That will not going to happen over here. Inconsistent font size. Here 12 size, here 14 size, here 10 size, here Calibri, here Arial, here it is Times New Roman. This will not going to work. It should be very formal and it should be even. Irregular formatting. Underestimating the power of, yeah, here I wrote that one. Listing multiple phone numbers. Write only one phone number and that is also your phone number. Okay. So I think time has come for us to end up the session. Uh, these are the tips that you can follow. Keep it concise. It must match the job requirements. Focus on your skills, inciting career objectives. Use good vocabulary. It must depict positivity, innovative, and effective. Yes, of course, I have still some more content. We have to stick on to the time as well. We should respect the time also. So, with this, I conclude that you should understand the importance of resume, why you are writing a resume. Number one, what is resume? Why you need to write resume? What are the types? What are the formats? What are the things that are actually looked by these guys, recruiters? What are the attributes, traits, qualities that you should write about yourself? Hope everyone enjoyed the session. Everyone at least got a brief idea about resume writing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Finally, we have come to the end of our session. My heartfelt thanks to Venkateshwar Rao, sir, for taking the time out of his busy schedule to attend the session. I even thankful to our principal, HOD, faculty to think of a webinars like this, which will be very helpful for us. I even thankful to my dear colleagues to make this event successful, and I hope all had a great time and gained knowledge of a resume. At last, I thank everyone for this opportunity.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. I need to extend my thanks to Principal Dr. Kalpalata Reddy, ma'am. I have to thank HOD, sir, for calling me, Dr. Chandrasekhar, sir, and Mr. Dushyant for cooperating. And yes, students, it is great opportunity for me again to come back and interact with you people. I will be looking forward for your doubts. You could come back, you could get my details and be in touch with me. I will be helpful for you. There were many cases where I helped people at the end. Almost they have come nearer to the interview. I helped them. That was like only 5% or 10%, but that actually fetched them. So if you believe that kind of sentiments or that kind of a record, you could come back to me. I will be in touch with you. I will be helping you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, sir.